Alright, in this video, I'll be sharing with you my movie reviews for 10 movies that I've watched. They can be movies from the 1990s or they can be latest movies. It just depends on how I feel about them. I randomly select them. So I just give you, what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like, and finally the ratings towards the end. So watch these opinions of mine on various movies, and if you feel there is a movie I must watch, comment down below and let me know what that movie is. Having said that, watch this video and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, let's start. All right, so the first movie that I want to give you the movie review for is American Underdog. It's a 2021 sports drama. It's around 2 hours. This movie was absolutely incredible, huh? Seriously incredible. I mean, it's a true story, and that is what they mentioned right at the beginning of the movie. And if they had not mentioned that it was a true story, I'm being honest with you, I wouldn't have believed that this movie could actually happen in the real world. Without giving you the spoilers, it's about a good guy who has a dream to be a National Football League player, which is the highest in the world. Right in the beginning of the movie, they tell you that out of 1 million students who want to be in the football league, 1% of them actually get into the football league, and out of them, 1% of that actually play professionally, and out of that, 1% of them actually survive to become the best players, and from there, 1% actually becomes the most valuable player. And this guy apparently beat all the odds of not being a special guy, of being an ordinary chap. His whole life, he was never selected for anything. And then he suddenly becomes the most valuable player. So it takes you through this journey. It's unbelievable. This story is seriously unbelievable. I really liked this movie quite a lot. I'll tell you, this is one of those movies that makes you really feel good, and I highly recommend. So for this movie, I give it a 10 out of 10. So American Underdog 2021, you must watch it. Okay, next movie, Ben Affleck, The Way Back. So it's a 2020 sports drama, around 2 hours, 1 hour, 48 minutes. I felt that this was one of the underrated movies of Ben Affleck. He plays a guy who is, kind of addicted to drinking alcohol because his marriage is broken up and his life is completely in tatters. And he works in the construction industry while being addicted to alcohol. And then he gets this opportunity, once in a lifetime opportunity, to coach a basketball team, and how he actually turns things around. I wouldn't say it's a feel-good movie, but it's a movie that really shows you the real side of the struggles that an alcoholic goes through. I kind of enjoyed Ben Affleck, the role that he played, and I felt that this is one of those movies that goes under the radar. For this movie, I kind of give it a 8 out of 10, only because of Ben Affleck's acting. And he's the only recognizable face in this movie. Rest of them, all new actors, which at least I didn't know. I kind of really like this movie, and I felt it was kind of like, gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling. So don't expect it to be fast-paced. Very much the movie's carried on Ben Affleck's shoulders. So 8 out of 10, The Way Back, a 2020 sports drama. Next one, Moneyball. I've seen this movie, how many? 6, 7, 8 times. I've always watched this movie, and what I liked about this movie is, I think the star-studded cast. It's Brad Pitt, Jonah Hill, Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, I think that time was not a known actor. 2011. This movie is 2011. It's a sports kind of movie. They say sports comedy, but I would say it's more of a sports. 2 hours, 13 minutes. Jonah Hill did an amazing job. Okay, I really liked how he acted, and Philip Seymour. I liked how he presented his character. It's all about how this character who is in this movie, played by what do you call that? This guy, Brad Pitt, how Bill Beanie, okay, how they completely changed the way players are being selected. It's one of those movies that is, I think you might need subtitles. At least for me, the reason I watched this movie again was for the subtitles so as to understand the movie completely. And if you're not a baseball player, you might not understand the technical terms, but overall, you'll understand the gist of the entire movie. It's not a movie that ends with a very high crescendo and a climax. Rather, it shows a very real side of a very real character. I kind of liked Brad Pitt. I liked Jonah Hill. I think both of them did an amazing job in this movie. And like I told you, since I've watched it, I think six, seven, 8 times, you can make out how much I kind of like this movie. It's not a fast-paced movie. It's more of a kind of a slow burn. I give it a 7 out of 10. But for me, this is one of those movies. I might still see it again, maybe after a couple of years, but it has not lost its magic. Okay, so Moneyball, 2011 sports slash comedy. It's around 2 hours, 13 minutes. Next one, Any Given Sunday. This one, I watched this movie when I was I think, in my younger days, 1999 sports action. It's a long movie. It's around 2 hours, 42 minutes. You have a star-studded cast of people. Al Pacino, then you have William Oliver Stone, you have Jamie Foxx, you have Cameron Diaz, you have Dennis Quaid, you have James Wood, you have Lawrence Taylor, who's a professional football player. You have LL Cool J, you have Jim Brown. I mean, the who's who is there, okay? It's one of those, Oliver Stone directed this movie. The main thing which is unique about this movie is the way the camera angle moves, and they try to make it fast paced. It's a highly political sports kind of a drama. This is also another one of those movies where if you're not familiar with the scoring system of football, you kind of get lost. I had to watch it again with subtitles. I've seen this movie so many times. I remember when I saw it the first time, I was in love with the movie, even though I couldn't understand anything. And the giants of those days, Al Pacino, Cameron Diaz, Dennis Quaid, Jamie Foxx, all the big players were there, LL Cool J. And this movie, I downloaded the director's cut, so a lot of uncensored scenes. It's nudity is there, drugs are there, so just be careful when watching this movie if you're watching with family. A lot of profanity and, especially nudity and all the stuff that goes on. I watched it again for nostalgia, you could say. Surprisingly, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10. But if you have not seen it, see it once. And otherwise, I would just say that keep this movie. If there's nothing else to do, watch it. But it kind of keeps you at the edge. Oliver Stone's kind of directing is always the camera is moving. So he has a very non-conventional way of storytelling. Okay, so this was Any Given Sunday. Next one. What is the next one? Okay, Glory Road. Oh, this is also one of those feel-good movies, 2006. I gave it a 7 out of 10. It was directed, it was created 2006, sports drama, 2 hours movie. Josh Lucas really gave a very good performance. The only sad thing about this movie is, it's one of those inspirational kind of basketball stories where a team that was not united, he brings them together. But it's a Disney movie, so they want to give you kind of this inspirational message, family kind of oriented message. But the part it fails is in the middle, it kind of starts dragging. But towards the end, it takes you to a climax. So that is why it was kind of unfortunate that this movie, had it been like if they were able to edit the middle part and make it more exciting, I think I'd have given it a much more higher rating. Still, because of the ending, I give it a 7 out of 10. So, Glory Road is a movie, it's a true story, by the way. It's a movie that I would highly recommend. So, check it out. But do be warned that in the middle, it gets a little boring. Next one, Race, the 2016 sports documentary based on a true story. 2 hours, 14 minutes. This one really kept me intrigued, even though you kind of know what the story is, Jesse Owens. Um, Still, the way it was directed, I think the director, what he did is a lot of background work, a lot of research, which made this movie really worth watching. Stephen James, who plays Jesse Owens, did a very good job. The other actors like Jeremy Irons, then what's his name? William Hurt, David Cross. You might not be very familiar with these names, but if you see them, you'll recognize who they are. They really gave a good job. I think the kudos that I give, the complete credit that I give is to the director, Stephen Hopkins. He did a very good job. I don't know which movies did he direct. Um, he has directed The Ghost and the Darkness, Predator 2. Oh, I didn't know that. The Reaping, Nightmare on Elm Street. So, kind of good credentials. So, this one, Race 2016, I gave it a high rating, 8 out of 10, and it kept me intrigued. You'll especially like the way they show how the Germans they were thinking, what they had in mind, why did they host the Olympics. So this is one of those movies that keeps you completely engaged, and it shows a side of the character of Jesse Owens that you might not have known. So worthwhile. Race is a movie that I think you should watch. Next one. 42, the sports drama 2013, 2 hours, 8 minutes. I've seen this movie, I think around 7, 8 times. I still feel this is a movie that inspires you, that shows you how racism was really there in the United States. Chadwick Boseman, his performance, it's an Oscar-worthy performance. It is that good. Harrison Ford also really gave a brilliant performance. It's like the way he acted, the way he brought about this character. It was really good. I really loved both of them, and I would say they are the key people who keep this movie, right at the edge. I've rated this movie very high, 8 out of 10. Sorry, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And I've seen this movie, I would say at least more than 10 times. So 42 is a true story, worth watching. I highly recommend. Okay. Next one, Coach Carter. Coach Carter is a 2005 sports drama, 2 hours, 16 minutes. Once again, watched this movie, I think 20 times. Samuel L. Jackson, one of his finest performances. And this was kind of in collaboration with MTV, so it has the MTV kind of vibe and feel. And I'll tell you, even today, though this movie was directed 2005, you feel it's very relevant today. You feel as if someone directed it today. Samuel L. Jackson, his performance is world class, but sometimes we tend to forget the other characters that give a supporting role. All the basketball players. I don't know if they are known actors. Rick Gonzalez, Rob Brown, Antoine Tanner, Robert Richard, Channing Tatum. He is also there. They gave a very good performance. So this is one of those movies. I think I'll watch it again and again and again and never stop. So do watch this movie, Coach Carter. Remember the Titans. By the way, Coach Carter, I gave it 9 out of 10. Remember the Titans, 9 out of 10. This movie, once again, watched it more than 20 times. It is a movie that is evergreen. Denzel Washington at his finest. And you have these other actors who play a very young role, like Ryan Gosling, Ethan Suplee, Wood Harris, Will Payton. Will Payton and Denzel Washington, you might not recognize the name, but if you see him, he is a very known individual. He has played a lot of important roles over the years. He's nearly 70 years old. So I loved their performance. Ryan Gosling is a very young actor in this, so you'll be very surprised. But Remember the Titans, for me, is a classic movie that I'll watch it again and again. So I've given it a 9 out of 10. Okay. Next movie, which is supposed to be a true story, 2015 sports drama. To my surprise, even though this movie is rated kind of decently at 7 out of 10 overall, I give it a 0 out of 10. And the reason being for this is because even though it's a true story, the way the movie is directed is there's a sports team. This coach is trying to bring them together to perform even better. And when he's not able to succeed, you get this other guy who comes and what's his name? I can't get his name. The actor's name. He brings them together by converting them into Christianity, talking about Jesus and praying to Jesus and biblical saying. It's not because I'm an atheist and I'm against religion or anything of that sort. I found it very silly. It's like a basketball team that instead of improving on their game, like Remember the Titans or exercising or practicing, they are praying. And because they are praying, they achieve greatness. So, well, the only thing I can say is where I'm proved wrong is it's supposed to be a true story. So, not my cup of tea. Maybe for many other people, and especially Christians, they might love this. But for me, I give it surprisingly a 0 out of 10. I couldn't bear to watch it after a few minutes. Okay, so sorry about that.